more their pitching today, or do you think you guys at bats weren't as good?
Well, we did not play very good baseball. Period. I thought both starting pitchers pitched very well. Our defense was not good. Our offense was not good. And that's a bad combination. But I thought Dontrell and Maloney both pitched very well and did their job. I mean, they kept us right in the ball game. We just played bad baseball, and you've known me for a couple years. I don't accept bad baseball.
First 3-game losing streak of the season, I think. How do you guys kind of regroup looking forward to, especially going on a long road trip?
Well, right now it would be nice just to get a day off. We'll get to travel 12 hours on the bus tomorrow, so that's how we'll spend our day off. You know, if this is the last 3-game losing streak, we'll be lucky. I just, you know, again, for me, I don't accept playing baseball this way, and I will, you know, I will do the things I have to do, which I've done in the years past, to make sure guys understand.
With Mesoraco early in the game, did he just think the ball was caught?
Oh yeah, he thought the ball was caught, and that's, you know, he just, you know, he's a young kid, and he knew he hit the ball very, very hard, and quite frankly, you know, if the guy comes in, he probably does catch it. Mm-hmm. So, in a sense, he was running hard, and he just kind of took for granted that the guy was going to catch it, and the guy backed up and it dropped, and he kind of got caught in that middle there. You know, that's an innocent mistake. That's a mistake, but you know, I don't worry about stuff like that. You know, things like that will happen. It's the basics of the game that I get upset with.
Dontrell, just obviously he's been dominant earlier on today, a little less dominant, but still pitched pretty well.
He pitched good. Yeah. I mean, you look at, I think, what they get 4 hits in a row.
I think it was 3, and then the wild pitch.
Well, a pass ball, wild pitch. You know, an outfielder slipped on one of those balls that probably would have been caught. I mean, it happened very fast, but they by no means did they hit him hard or anything. We just didn't score any runs for him, quite frankly. I mean, you know, Ballard pretty much stuck it to us, and we did not make good adjustments until later in the game, and by then it was too late.
With Lewis pulling him early, any particular reason?
Yeah, you know, 10 o'clock start, or supposed start. You know, he got here, it was cold, wet. He was fine, he's healthy. I wasn't happy with how loose he was. He just wasn't loose enough to play, and I elected to take him out.
With the second game, as far as just like, you know, you have the lead, you let it slip, and then the error that kind of opens up the door for them there.
That's what happens. I mean, you know, we had opportunities to score. We had bad at bats. We had way too many bad at bats. We had way too many, you know, mistakes in approach to hitting. Of course, you know, the defensive mistake. You know, you just cannot make as many mistakes and have as many things happen that you have control of and expect to win ball games.
What about Alonso? After a slow start, he seems to really have picked it up lately.
Well, Alonso's going to hit. Mm-hmm. He can flat out hit, and anytime you put a guy in a totally different position, it's gonna wear on him a little bit defensively. But I think he's handled it very well. I just think he's going to hit, and I think he'll always hit.
When maybe you can explain this as far as like, why would switching a position wear on a guy mentally as far as like his approach at the plate?
Well, it would be nice if you could separate things, but it doesn't happen that way. When you're used to playing as a first baseman, you go out and play defense, you don't have to think your way through the whole process every time. So you don't have to practice as hard on your defense. You can split it 50-50, defense and offense. Mm-hmm. But mentally, I don't think, you know, when I say we're going to have an off day tomorrow, we're going to bust 12 hours tomorrow. I know what you do on your off days when you get vacations, and it's not ride a bus for 12 hours. This game is very difficult mentally on people. We do not get breaks. We started 2 months ago, and literally not had a day that we did not come to the ballpark.
He seems to be running better this year. Is that a fair assessment as far as just like, especially with stolen bases and things
Well,
like that?
I think what he's doing with the stolen bases, I don't think he's running better. I think he's maybe running smarter. He picked a curveball in the dirt today. Not that you're going to get it in the dirt. The guy was a 1.8, which is very slow to home. We look at times of the pitcher, and then he knew what the pitch was. He knew it was a slow curveball. He got a pretty good jump. You put all three together, he's got a chance.
And one final thing with Frazier, as far as him being back at third base, how's he done there? Obviously, he's a little bit more comfortable there, but he did a good job in left field last year.
I think his best position's left field. I'll be honest, he can flat out play left field. But he's a good third baseman also. If you were to ask me, he's a better left fielder than he is anything. He didn't just do okay. He's as good a left fielder as I've ever had.
Really?
He made catches that, but a lot of times left fielders are center fielders. He doesn't have the speed to be a center fielder, but his jumps and instincts and routes are very, very good. And he's a good third baseman too. How's he adjusted? His mistakes at third base have been routine plays that maybe mentally didn't get his feet set or get in the right position and made a mistake. Otherwise, he's been very good at third.
But being able to play those multiple positions, that's going to help.
Very important. And he can play first base. In my opinion, he can play some second base also. All right.
So good luck on the road.
Thank you very much. Call me.
Is this team better defensively than what we've seen over the last few weeks?
Well, yes, I certainly hope so. and the second part of that is they will get better. I won't allow them to play as bad as they're playing right now.
What can you do to, when they're going through this streak, not necessarily a streak, but it's kind of a defensive lull, what can you do to improve that as a team?
Practice, practice, practice. We will skip batting practice. I will not let them hit if I have to do that in order to make them. They have to take their defense every bit as important, make it as important as it is offensively. You cannot play in the big leagues and play defense the way we're playing defense as a team.